All right, welcome to the stage, Steve Stevens.
Well, I'm going to talk about alternative transportation, and it's kind of a broad topic, but it all comes down to what is the base that you're alternative to. So we're going to get a bit of history on that, and I like to lean on this as a crutch. So it all began with the foot, okay? But along with the foot, there was crawling, and then you had to have shoes to make that whole thing happen unless you wanted to wear out your feet too soon. And after the foot, we had animals, and you could get on them. Now, I kind of like that some of these, had problems like not good for in water. Donkeys, you could go tandem, like on some bikes, or if you got kicked off, you could have nobody on. But after you rode on them, then you would go behind them, and that was called draft animals. And I really like this sulky with the hippopotamus. Now, most people don't go out racing on hippopotamus. But there are problems with the animals, the animal temperament, such as here you find that animals may have a different priority than your priority. But then the water, and you had to feed them, although they didn't buy at Costco those. So that when you're in water, you might swim, or you might get on a boat. If you boat, you might paddle, or you might get a sail. Hey, that's renewable, sail, right? Or after you did that, you got stupid and that's the Titanic. It succeeded halfway across. Now, after that, how to fly. Now notice the bicycle's in here because these parachutes out of those balloons had acrobats on bicycles. Of course, the Wright brothers did gliders and stuff. Once you got to rails, you ended up the first train, and then modern trains here different. And then these are all rail trails around Colorado, including Pikes Peak. Okay, so kind of neat there. Now there were several myths about bikes. There were spoofs, but then a real fraud. The Italians said that you had Da Vinci's records, but that actually was drawn in 1907 by people who wanted to give him more credit. But the first really machine to get you to de-weight your feet was the hobby horse, the running machine. These are what they looked out in 1817. Here's articles about, but here's what it became, the bottom corner. Then you put a pedal under the foot, and that became a velocipede, velocity and pedis, fast foot, the fast foot machine. And there's the US patent, 1866. Now they kind of took over for a total of 9 months until the fad was over. And you had three-wheel, two-wheel. In Boulder they made a three-wheel version. And the new year came in on a velocipede. Then you got to these, which are called ordinary bikes, because they're just ordinary, or they were at the time. And you notice the British Post Office even put 4 training wheels on and 4 baskets to do deliveries with it. That's real. Now, you could pull, in a parade, you could pull the floats. You had diversity. You had a bicycle band. You had the Chevy Suburban type. You could get your dog and the whole family. You could light the oil lanterns along the side of the street. You could have a roll-in track stand, wine bar. You could go put out fires. You could ride across the country. You could go hunting and come back. That's Colorado. You could invent the theory of relativity, and you could draw in politicians. Okay, now you could combine shared transportation as in India, and you could, if you strapped a bunch of these bikes together, that's shared transportation, 12 wheels, 6 people. You could do ATV where you come down steps because you put the wheels on. But what I want to point out is, if you take the payload per gross vehicle weight, the payload is 92% of the gross vehicle weight, and that with a 142-pound lady is 2%. That's insane. 98% overhead. So the alternative transportation depends on your assumptions, context, culture, class, epoch, terrain, age, number of people, etc. A lot of assumptions going into it. And I want you to notice the passenger miles per gallon equivalent for the QE2 liner, 1319, for a Tesla Model X. If you have 7 passengers, 630 passenger miles per gallon, or 1 passenger, 90. So it all comes down to a mindset to do environmentally better. You got to think about what your trip's objectives are and come up with an efficient, multimodal, appropriate, and just go out and ride a bike if you can't think anything else.